What's going on, Tricology family, and welcome back to another episode of the Tricology News Talk. And today, we're going to be talking some sports news, a couple of mainstream news for you guys today, and a movie review for y'all today. So, before we get into the mainstream news, let's get into our sports announcements before we the start of the episode today. And that is, while the Major League Baseball is still continuing, because I think they end around during the winter. That's when the World Series is. But the HFL, which is in hockey, will start their new season on October 10th, and then preseason has just started for the National Football League, and their kickoff will start on Thursday, September 7th, when the Detroit Lions goes against the current reigning champions, the Kansas City Chiefs, to start off the new football season. And the NBA tip-off will start on Tuesday, October 24th, with the new and inaugural NBA in-season tournament will start on November 3rd and will end in December. So you must be wondering, what is the in-season tournament? So this is kind of like a new thing that what they're doing, because when I look at the trophy they reviewed for that, it's kind of like a World Cup just for the NBA league in the States. So what it is that, so in each conference, the East and the West, each teams will be divided in three, into the three groups of five, and then they'll have a play-in tournament for the next couple of weeks, and then the finals will take place at the new Las Vegas Sphere Arena. If you guys that's the arena where they do shapeshifts of LED stuff. Y'all probably see that on Instagram and social media. So yeah, that's what the in-season tournament is. So yeah, so that's kind of new. They bring it to the NBA season, so I'm kind of excited for that. And of course, I'm just waiting for my Miami Heat. So you already know, because I'm a basketball fan. And but that's our sports news. So let's get into our mainstream news for today. So the first one is that Barbie has passed Civil War and Aquaman in the all-time worldwide box office list. So where Barbie is at right now. So it is currently at number 25, ahead of the Minions, Captain America Civil War, and Aquaman. But it is still behind Iron Man 3 and the Fate of the Furious and so forth. So, like I said before, Barbie is going with video on demand on the second week of September. So, let's see if Barbie can make some more numbers at the box office before going to video on demand in September. Continue on with the Barbie news. They say that if Barbie had brought back audience back, nearly 24% haven't seen a movie theater since before the pandemic. Wow, that's kind of interesting. So in case you guys didn't know, there's only 6 movies that have crossed the billion dollar mark, which I think it was the Super Mario Brothers, Spider-Man No Way Home, Top Gun, Jurassic World Dominion, who else? Barbie, and I think and Avatar: The Way of Water. So that's your numbers. That's your 6 there. So let me say it again: Avatar: The Way of Water, Top Gun: Maverick, the Super Mario Brothers, Barbie, Spider-Man No Way Home, and hold on, let me say this again. I'll get y'all count. Okay, Avatar: The Way of Water, Spider-Man No Way Home, Barbie, the Super Mario Brothers, Spider-Man No Way Home, and dang, it's on the tip of my tongue. Well, like, why did I even think about it? Jesus Christ. But anywho, but y'all already know what those movies are. But here's a note I got from a Variety. Barbie brought a spectacular moviegoers back to the theaters in a big way. A new survey from the film tracking service, the Quantum, found Quantum served 1,800 Barbie tickets buyers in the U.S. over the past 3 weeks, finding that 11% could not remember the last film they seen in the theaters. Another 11% says that this is the first film they have seen since the pandemic era started in 2020. So, yeah, I kind of understand where they're coming from here, because I think in 2022, that's when the corona, the COVID had kind of slowed down a bit, and then people were starting to come back more into the theaters, because nobody at the theater was at the theaters at the time in 2020, and there was some people that went back in 2021, and then some had stayed home to wait until some movies do like a day-to-day release, or just wait for it to come out on streaming or video on demand. So that's how it was. So like 2022 was the start of bringing everybody back. So very good for for these numbers, especially for people going to see Barbie there. So that was a very kind of interesting numbers there, and that was it. So it's very surprising. So hopefully if the strike ends in 2024, hopefully we'll get more people back in the movie theaters as it was like in before the pandemic started there. Moving on, cable TV dropped 50% below of TV used for the first time ever. Wow, that is crazy. So let's look at these percentages here. This is one's coming from the Hollywood Reporter. Says that 38.7% of TV use in terms of streaming. Cable, 29.6%. Broadcast, 20%. And then other, 11.6%. So let's look at the streaming numbers here. So YouTube, you have 9.2% of total TV usage. Netflix, 8.5%. Hulu, 3.6%. Prime Video, 3.4%. Disney Plus, 2%. HBO Max, or now Max, 1.4%. Tubi, 1.4%. Peacock, 1.1%. The Roku Channel, 1.1%. Paramount Plus, 1%. Pluto TV, 0.9%. And all others, 5.1%. So, this kind of tells you that more people, well, half of people, or more or half, I'd rather go streaming than cable, as it is. But in case you would have to know, like if you were to get like YouTube TV, AT&T Fiber, or Fubo TV, like that stuff, you could still get like cable channels. You could still get that, and not have to pay so much of getting like the regular cable box, which would be like so much. So that depends on your plan, whatever you get. So like it really all depends on the plans and the pricing for all that other stuff. So yeah, that's why you see like certain of the percentages there. So it would kind of make sense there. So moving on, we going back to Barbie again. So y'all want to brace yourself for this news. Barbie beats The Dark Knight. That's right. You heard it, folks. Barbie has beaten Dark Knight and is now Warner Brothers' biggest box office domestic ever. So, Dark Knight was currently sitting on 534.9 million, and now Barbie is now at 537.4 million. Man, that is crazy. Yep, you heard me, folks. They beat the Dark Knight in the domestic view, but the real question is can Barbie beat Harry Potter and the Death of Hallows Part 2 in worldwide box office? So, Barbie is currently sitting at right now is $1.19 billion in the box office, worldwide box office right now. And Harry Potter and the Death of Hallows is currently still at 1.34 billion, and it's currently still the Warner Brothers' biggest box office worldwide movie ever. So, Harry Potter is still the king when it comes to the worldwide box office for Warner Brothers. Barbie might beat it. I don't know, but we'll just have to wait and see until till September. So we'll just have to wait on that one. Ahsoka continues to baffle Star Wars with their episode runtimes. So we got the release of the first 3 episodes and their current runtime. So episode 1 is at 54.21, which credit at 51:06. Episode 2, it's 42 minutes and 15 seconds. Currently credit at 38 and 33. So when I say credit, that means without the end credits. So in case you're a little bit confused there. So as I mentioned before, episode 1 is 54 minutes and 21 seconds, but without the credits, it's 51:06. And then same thing goes for episode 2. It's 42 minutes and 15 seconds, but without the credits, it's 38 and 33. It is. And then lastly, episode 3 is 34 minutes and 50 seconds, and then without the credit is 31 and 8 seconds. So the way I've been seeing these Disney Channel shows be like, they do like an hour for the first episode, and then like in between it'd be like 30 minutes, and then when you get to the last episode, it either be 30 minutes or it'll be like an hour. So that's how they be doing these Disney Plus shows for the last months or so, as I've been watching the new Disney Plus shows. I guess that's how they do it. I don't know. Moving on, UK film fans announced the best James Bond film ever. So let's hear what they say. According to a survey conducted in the UK by William Hill, Vegas, Daniel Craig's acclamated 2012's entry Skyfall is the best ever James Bond movie. The survey pulled 3,500 local citizens, asking them to name their favorite James Bond films from best to worst. Skyfall topped the list, attracting 17.5% of the vote. Far ahead from second place is Goldfinger at 8.5%, starring the late Sean Connery. With Daniel Craig's final film, which is No Time to Die, was rounded in the podium of 7%. Meanwhile, the worst of them all is, according to the poll, was Connery's last film was 007 Never Say Never at 0.6%. So there you have it. So let me know in the comments below, which one is your favorite James Bond movie and which one you think was the worst. So let me know in the comments below for that one. Now, let's move on to another movie that hit the $1 billion box office mark along with Barbie, and of course, it's the Super Mario Brothers. So, the Super Mario Brothers has officially passed 100 million in Japan. Of course, you already know Japan's fans would definitely go see the Super Mario Brothers. But let's read this article that came from Deadline saying, with Tuesday's gross, Illumination, Nintendo, and Universal's The Super Mario Brothers movie has crossed the 100 million 13.74 billion yen mark in Japan. In doing so, it became Universal's top title ever there. In local currency, Mario overtakes Top Gun Maverick as the number 6 Hollywood film of all time in Japan, and is the number 1 studio picture since the beginning of the pandemic. So that is some very good numbers there for the Super Mario Brothers movie. Moving on. So we got our directors list revealed for the Okasoda series. So here's our list here. Steph Green from the Book of Boba Fett and Watchmen will be directing the second and third episodes, while Peter Ramsley from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and The Mandalorian will be returning to a galaxy far, far away for Okasoda's 4th chapter. Jennifer Gunzinger from Daredevil and Westworld will be directing the 6th episode, while Gir Van Patel from the House of Dragons will take charge of the preliminary episode. A familiar face will take the charge of the finale in form of Rick Farnity, an executive producer on The Mandalorian, as well as a director on a number of episodes for the Pedro Pascal lead series, aka The Mandalorian. So there's your list there of directors who's going to be directing each episode for the Ahsoka series. And continue on with Ahsoka. We got our first reactions out here. So our first reaction coming from German Lesser says, I think Ahsoka has a lot of potential. As a Rebels fan, I felt connected to it. It was truly special, and yet it is usually epic at certain times, and oddly flat as others. Sabrina is a standout through, and by episode 2, I was fully sucked in, and it could go south, but I don't think it will. Kind of like a mix of the positive and mixed reviews there. So let's look at another one here coming from Jazz Toncray, and she says, just saw the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka. Great score, and I love all the visuals, especially the fight scenes. Adore Kevin Kins's score. This asks me while want to visit the Clone Wars, and yes, Rosario Dawson is great. Looking forward to the rest of the series. So first positive reaction here. Let's go to a next one. Says from Eric Goldman, says a promising start for Ahsoka with many cool stories, elements that expand the Star Wars universe and feel different from Mando's Episode 1. It has some slow elements involving a manguff, but Episode 2 was really gelled. Sabrina is a standout. I think those meeting her for the first time will really dig her. So another good one there. Yep, that's all the reactions we got from the Ahsoka for the Ahsoka series. So let's hope that turns out really well for Star Wars. And then our last piece of mainstream news for y'all today is that Oppenheimer became the biggest box office film to never hit #1 in the box office daily. So, again, Oppenheimer breaks the unwatched record at the domestic box office. So, let's look at these numbers here. So, these are, I'm just going to read from the top 10 here. So, these are like the top 10 who have made some good numbers, but really have never made the #1 hit in the box office daily. So Oppenheimer is currently sitting at #1, and then #2 is Sing, and then going on to #10 is My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Then you have the Alvin and the Chipmunks, the sequel, then the very first Alvin and the Chipmunks, A Star Is Born, Sherlock Holmes, Austin Powers, the Spy Who Shagged Me, World War Z, and Ice Age, The Dawn of the Dinosaurs. So that's your list there. But I do believe that Oppenheimer will definitely make some more money before hitting video on demand in October. So they would definitely make some money there, and they are still showing the movie in IMAX as well. So it would definitely make still do some numbers there. But that's all the mainstream news I have for you guys today. And let's get into our movie review for today. And it's going to be on Strays. That's right, the rated R dog comedy that stars Will Ferrell and Jamie Foxx. So in case y'all want to know the storyline of this, is that when a gullible barbarian tyrant named Reggie, played voiced by Will Ferrell, is abandoned on the streets by a selfish and ruthless dog owner Doug, an animal-hating drug addict who never wanted him. So he teams with other strays, including a streetwise Boston Terrier named Bug, who voiced by Jamie Foxx, an Australian Shepherd named Maggie, voiced by Alan Fisher, and a therapy Great Dane named Hunter, played by Rachel Park, to get revenge on Doug. And let me just say this: like, this is a really good the dog comedy, and this really like to teach you like don't never abandon your dog. In case y'all didn't know, I got my little puppy at home. This one I have a Shih Tzu at home, so like this was a really good good feel movie that you would definitely take your dog, your pet out to the theater and watch. But let me just say this: never abandon your dog, because if you abandon them, they might come back and they see you again. They might growl at you and want to tear you know what in the movie. So I'm not gonna say too much of it. So yeah, really good movie to watch. A really good comedy there, but a lot of big heart between the four dogs. They all share their stories of how they became strays, and how they're being band together and all that stuff. So I would definitely give this movie a B minus. So that's how good the movie was. But that's all I have for you guys today. And if you're watching me on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell when new videos are uploaded. And of course, if you're listening on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts as well, or any other streaming platforms, don't forget to follow me there as well. So that's our episode for today, and I will see y'all soon. Peace.